gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @2SweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. And your co-host, hailing from the Valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the On the Mark podcast. Very clearly, we are not Mr. OTM and we are not the full-time part-timer. However, we are Mr. Cincinnati and Jay Gold Wrestling Junkies podcast and co-host of NXT Night Shift. Mr. OTM is having some technical issues tonight, but he will be on as soon as he can. Jay Gold, I think this is the first time that we've done a show together by ourselves.
Yeah, this is actually amazing. And when he did that,
Hey guys, you guys just hijacked my show for a second there.
it was an NWO style takeover with the Junkies and the Night Shift and Indie Wrestling Guide.
Did anybody hit my intro, or do I have to hit it?
We literally just got through it. I mean, you know,
Hey guys, welcome to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. I already forgot my intro. We're not even going to do it over again because, as you can see, I don't have Tucky. I don't have Ian. Tucky is at volleyball. Ian is at a bachelor party for his brother, so good for him. He's going to enjoy himself. But I brought in some main event brothers with me. Of course, Jay Gold right next to me, the other half of NXT Night Shift, and 1/3 of the Indie Wrestling Guide. What's going on, man?
What's up? Yeah, when you asked, I all of a sudden all those names came through, and I'm like, I am none of them. So get used to it, people.
Yeah, so big shout out to the chat. They were lively before I even got my internet situation figured out. Bill calling out Bill Moss, right? Or not Bill. Brett calling out Bill Moss right away to start. He said, wow, Bill Moss isn't even here yet. Crazy. Doesn't seem like someone wants to defend his MVM title. He's just talking shit. And we got Dirk Vogus in the house. And I tell you what, Dirk, that is a pretty good name, if I say so myself.
Well, anybody named Dirk sounds like a stand-up individual.
What a name, right? Dirk Van Fleet.
I like that you have videos and whatnot.
I was going to say, you didn't know that about OTM, did you? But you didn't know that it is National Eat an Extra Dessert Day, so Jay Gold, I know you celebrate that every day.
So wrong.
Mr. Cincinnati's with us as well, one half of the Wrestling Junkies. He was live earlier, sir. It's great to see you. How are you doing?
I am on my third long drink of the evening, so yeah, tonight's going swimmingly.
By the way, I love how
long drink.
professional Mr. Cincinnati is. As soon as you went down and we came on, he rocked it, right? Like he was ready to go. I mean, it's like a professionalism I don't have.
Yeah,
Eric, I was going to say, it's like you host a podcast yourself or something, right?
it is. You know, I mean, hey, what was that last week that podcast dad unexpectedly couldn't join me, so I just riffed for an hour on Roger Jackson, or half hour at that point. Yeah, I just gotta, you know.
You know what? It's funny. It's funny you mentioned the podcast dad's name because similar to Joe Hendry, if you say his
man, he appears. I
What the-
believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
yes, the podcast dad has arrived to OTM, sir. It's almost kickoff. How are you feeling?
Great.
Eagles fans. Disgusting.
Let's go, birds. That's all. I got.
He's had some
Hey,
libations.
I'm going to hang on for the next 16 minutes until kickoff.
Oh, lucky us.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting 16 minutes then. And Brett Haskell acknowledging the Eagles with a fly, Eagles fly. But before we talk about wrestling, guys, we did something this past weekend at the Main Event Wrestling Network. And we'd appreciate it if you checked it out because all of us got together, everybody here on screen and every single other person from the Main Event Wrestling Network was represented. We had the debut of Sam's on Wrestling. Older Sam stopped by with the Hangout with the Night Shift. So make sure you subscribe to the Main Event because we're on the road to 200 over there. I believe we sit at 187. But Mr. Cincinnati Podcast Dad, what's that magic number? Give it to me.
Just one.
Just one person.
Just one. Just tell one person. I don't know.
Doesn't matter who.
I won't do it as well as Mr. Cincinnati does. Your dispensary, your barista, your stinky link. I think I said that wrong.
You said Stinky Link.
What? What is that?
Can you elaborate on what a Stinky Link is? Because I'm sure I had a few.
But if you like what we're doing here on the Main Event Network, please subscribe. We love what we do. We just want to have fun with wrestling, and that's all we're about. Please come join us.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. And over here at OTM, we are on the road to 500. We currently sit at 469. And once we hit 500, Ian has to do a stream for 24 hours. I mean, guys, what's better than that?
Nice.
Who's going to watch him sleeping for 20 hours?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's yeah.
What's
You
his
guys
plan?
know-
Does he
I
have a
don't-
plan?
His plan is don't get OTM to 500 subscribers. And also, guys, yeah, right. And if you want to keep the lights on over here and maybe help me out with better internet so it doesn't crash and I have other people do my intro for me, go to the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com. Get yourself some merch. We got Main Event merch over there as well. Jay Gold, after 6 months, finally got his crew neck, and I heard it is very comfy, right?
It's great, and my wife took it, so now I have to get another one. But yeah,
It
What are you
is,
gonna
it is crew neck season, boys.
she'll wear it to her job, her shoot job. Maybe she'll get some more followers that way. We'll get them put the YouTube link on the back.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Mr. Cincinnati, look who decided to show up and hang out with us.
Hi, darling.
I knew you would have something to say. There it is. Spectrum, Kyle, what are we talking about here?
Your internet.
Oh, no, I have AT&T, which is not good.
You got to get FiOS.
Your Spectrum.
I should probably upgrade, right, since I do all these streams and stuff?
Yeah,
That would make sense. Hey, guys, you want to talk wrestling?
Yeah, let's do it.
sure.
Let's just get into the big topic, the big rumor. I don't even think it's a rumor at this point. I was tapped in for the Junkies earlier when they were discussing this. You know what's going on. If you're a fan of the WWE, at least, they're hinting towards it. AJ Lee, one of my favorites. I started watching wrestling in 2011, as you guys know. So that was right in her heyday. That was in her prime. So I got to experience AJ Lee. I'm sure we all did at some point, but man, Becky Lynch is aligned with Seth Rollins, as we saw at Clash in Paris, which we will talk a little bit about Clash in Paris as well, because that happened this past weekend. But it looks like they're setting up an AJ Lee return. The tickets would say so, because the cheapest ticket right now to get into the building is $300. And I spent $250 for a Wrestlepalooza ticket, which looks like the better card. But hey, when you got a name like this, AJ Lee, Mr. Cincinnati, I want to go to you first because you put out a great "Twas the Night Before SmackDown" video, and if you haven't checked that out, go to the Junkies page and do so. But I'm curious because I'm pretty confident. I think this is a for sure thing. What are you feeling? Is this happening?
This feels a lot like 2021 with CM Punk making his AEW debut. It was all but announced. I think that was Rampage that was still on.
Yes.
At that point, Tony gets through the intro and you hear the chant and the music just hits. I don't know whether we should expect that this time around, but we have seen the deleted WWE shop tweet. That's not the first time that they've done that this year.
Why did they do that?
Right.
Was that a pre-plan?
I don't know. I don't want to be that marketing person that is going to get reamed for having done that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sources going around saying this is likely going to happen. I feel pretty good about it.
I do too. And this comment actually shocks me. Bill said, I'm going to be honest, and I appreciate his honesty and his opinion. He said, not the biggest fan of AJ Lee. That's cool. But him saying she's not top 20 to me is kind of crazy. I'll go to Jay Gold here because Jay Gold hates everything. You probably agree with Bill.
No, I don't. I am a very big fan of AJ Lee. I just don't think she has enough of a body of work to be considered a top 10, even maybe even not top 20. There's a lot of women that have passed her by because we haven't seen her on television in how many years?
You might be right. It's been a decade, yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know how she like. So there's some guys who you're like, okay, they're just gonna plug right back in. I who knows? I haven't. She hasn't done an indie. She hasn't done any videos, of her working out. Nothing. I don't know how quick, I'm gonna be to crown her the next, whatever it is. And I'm not sure her age or anything, but I don't know how fast.
38. She's 38.
Yeah, that's pretty much prime in wrestling now. Most guys and girls don't understand their gimmicks until they're in their mid 30s anyway. But I'd like to see her. I'd like to see her go do stuff because Nikki Bella was a decent wrestler. She's fine now. She's not. I wouldn't consider her the same level. She's fine.
I think fine is very generous.
I never
doing a lot of work in that sense.
Yeah, she retired at 28. Bill, yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see her because I think that dynamic is what's going to make the building rip off. The roof just right off. But I don't know how. You might have loved her back then, but I don't know how much I consider her in a top 20 list at all anymore.
That's fair. And I do have another question in terms of how they would go about doing the AJ Lee return if it were to happen. But Podcast Dad, I don't think you're quite sold. You've maybe been fooled too many times to fall into this trap. Is that what's going on here?
I think that's fair to say. I'm a very calloused person. WWE has done this to me how many times? They have, this is happening, and then it doesn't happen, and then Rhea Ripley's going to walk out on Friday, and everybody's going to go...
At least you didn't say Nikki. I heard somebody say, "What if it's Nikki Bella?"
No! Wait, are you saying that it's not going to happen at all? Is that what you're worried about?
Yes, because WWE has done this countless times. They've just pulled the rug out from under us. I'm not going to get excited until I actually hear the music, until I actually see her skip down the ramp, and until I'm actually seeing her in the ring with CM Punk, and this is happening. I've just been burned too many times, and unlike Mr. Cincinnati, who has a love-hate relationship with CM Punk, let's say that.
Facts.
He has been burned a lot. I don't believe it until I see it at this point with wrestling, so I'm just going to wait it out.
So I have daddy issues, so what? But one other point that I think needs to be brought up here is that AJ Lee also is behind the Divas Evolution. Remember, that was Stephanie had to be talked out of trying to fire her for tweeting out about the inequity with women. If she doesn't speak up, are we seeing a Becky Lynch? Are we seeing a Charlotte Flair? Are we seeing a Sasha Banks? Are we seeing the evolution that we have seen? Has she not used her platform? So even if you may not want to say top 20 as far as moveset, she fucking kicked the door in for a lot of people. And that's going to be a big part of the story with Becky Lynch.
No doubt about that for sure. So
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious if this is just a one-off situation, or do you think this has legs to it, Jay Gold? I'll go to you first.
If you do it right, it has legs. If you just bring her in, so here's they walk this tightrope for everybody, and I would say 70-30 they screw it up most of the time. You bring in somebody like Nikki Bella, already screwed up. Like there's no interest anymore.
Yeah,
done. But like AJ Lee, okay, don't bring her out in an introduction. Don't do that. Have them
save her to the end of the show. Tease it.
Right, but have them. No, don't tease it at all. Have them fighting. Have her do her nonsense. Becky doing her nonsense, and you get the woman from either under the ring, from in the crowd. Give me that. I don't want to see
like her belittling CM Punk the entire night in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't want to see we're going to put you up on the Titantron and come out. I don't want that. So if you do that and you give me a hot intro and she comes out and everyone's like, oh my God, there she is. Great. And then the next week you can have them do their thing. And then when it's over, the feud's over, integrate her into the title run and be like, okay, now that I vanquished Becky, or I want her belt. Like she could say, I want your belt. And then we can get her in there. But don't do this nonsense where you put on he's in the ring in the beginning. He's like, I brought somebody.
Yeah.
And the thing comes on and she comes skipping down to the ring. I don't want that. So it all depends on that initial presentation.
Junkies, how do you see this? If she were to return, is this a long-term thing or is this just a one-off scenario?
After you, Chris, you're on time crunch.
Yeah, you only got 5 minutes.
No, I part of me leans it's a one time, right? Because she's been away and kind of like Jay Gold said, she hasn't done anything else wrestling wise. So maybe this is just a one time. But then part of me goes, is it now different that VKM is not there. It's a different kind of company now. The environment backstage is different. Maybe the politics aren't there as much per se, but to be completely honest, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a one-off, or I don't know if they're going to extend it. And I know that's bad, podcasting, but I really, really, really don't know. It's gonna be fun to see if it happens. Again, if it happens, I'm not getting my hopes up quite yet.
If it doesn't happen, I'm using this clip because you warned us.
I know. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you guys now. Enjoy the rest of your pod. My Eagles are coming out on the field. Go Birds!
Love CeeDee Lamb.
Please, please, please subscribe to the Main Event Network. All the podcasts on the Main Event Network. We just want to come here and have fun and talk about wrestling. And if you're not about it, go kick
Suck
rocks.
it.
See you guys.
See you, man.
Later.
Eric, anything you would like to add to your worst half?
Yeah, I'm always going to remain on the side of optimism, quite frankly. There are too many women in that locker room that have been influenced by AJ Lee that you can get great matches out of. And I'm not even talking just the main event scene. There's the mid card as well. There's NXT, quite frankly. There are ways to use AJ Lee to where she's not on TV every week. Make each appearance more meaningful. And, Jay Gold, to your point, just because, we haven't seen her do an indie, that's correct. We've not really seen a whole lot of footage of her in the ring, but that doesn't mean that she hasn't been training or running ropes or doing anything to shake or keep off ring rust in the time that she's been retired. So I think, especially with the reaction that we know that she will get, the opportunity for her to become a top merch seller the second that music hits, that's too beautiful of an opportunity to pass up. That it's like, okay, they're eating this up. It may not have worked with Nikki Bella, but this will work. And this is more than just the husband and wife versus husband and wife tag match we're seeing here. Eventually, both of these two are going to split off again. Becky needs a true foe for the Intercontinental Championship, regardless of whether she retains it or not against AJ. To keep that title relevant and keep it as white hot as it is, as Becky Lynch is doing right now, she needs a mega foil, and AJ Lee is that person right now.
But that's a limited run. So they can do that and it'll lead up to Survivor Series or whatever. Is there a future for AJ Lee with the women that they have is the question.
I think so. It goes along with what Eric's saying, and like what Brett also, he was reiterating kind of some of Mr. Cincinnati's points. It's like, if she does hang out there long term, I think there is enough young talent. You have Lyra Valkyria that could be elevated because let's say they go down the AJ Becky route for the title. AJ takes that title off of Becky Lynch. AJ putting over Lyra would be huge. Lyra's already been put over enough, probably by Becky, but adding AJ to it could be big. So, I mean, there's other names. Stephanie Valkyria, Io Sky. A lot of people in NXT that could be elevated too, like Eric was saying as well.
Roxanne as well. I mean, that is a massive dream match that they have right there.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. Yeah.
There's history there. Yeah, she used to dress up as AJ Lee when she was younger, didn't she?
Yep.
So they were smoking something strong, thinking Nikki Bella was going to do something. Brett, I'm with you. And I get why people are fans of Nikki Bella, because there is no denying the impact she did have on the industry, at least from a mainstream standpoint with Total Divas. And to be fair, in the group that she was wrestling with in her day, they probably were the best wrestlers, right?
I'm with Bill in that comment he made, by the way. His comment about the Divas in 2 minutes long. We never saw. Did we ever see AJ do like a Sasha Banks long form match? Never. We have no
like that. No.
Yeah,
we have battle royals for title matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we don't have a body of work to even compare. I mean, we idolize her, idealize her for a lot of the things that she did, but we don't have a body of work that's like, oh, she worked a 13-minute match in front of 15,000 in Madison Square Garden. We have 2-minute matches, 6-minute matches. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of it might be the on the mic stuff too. Her personality, her character. She was general manager in her time. She had a lot of love stories too that a lot of people probably ate up back in the day. So I think it's more to that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Nikki Bella gets a lot of credit for the Divas Revolution that belonged to AJ, but it's because of how her husband left that they wanted to erase them both from the record books, which is why Nikki then had the longest Divas reign to surpass AJ Lee. So I think that that's also something that needs to be considered as well. And I'm not saying that the Bellas aren't deserving of their place in the Hall of Fame, but there were a lot of things credited to them that they had fuck all to do with that AJ Lee started.
Mm-hmm.
True.
No, I think they can, Brett. I definitely think they can have a great run. I have to see it to believe it, but I think it's there. They can do it.
Dude, and I don't know how much people would buy into this, but her husband is CM Punk, and it's not like AJ needs to pick his brain, but like we know how good Punk is, like, and how good he got quick when he returned. I thought, at least in my opinion, I thought CM Punk when he returned was looking great in ring. If he could get up to speed, he's older than what AJ Lee is at right now, so why can't AJ Lee do it?
Yeah, no doubt. I it's possible. She's not old. It's not like she's
No.
you know, it's the prime years for what a wrestler knows. So let's see if she can turn that into success. Really.
Yeah, for sure. You doing
That
all
was
right down
Spectrum
there?
this time.
You got hit with the internet bug, huh?
That was, yeah.
Fair
She
enough.
get some FiOS, you guys. What is even happening?
What
Get
is
FiOS.
that? What word are you saying?
Verizon FiOS. It's the
Oh.
it's, you know, the fiber optic cables. I have no issues with that.
Maybe I got to switch it up.
That's right.
2 comments trickling in. Fernando said the women's division was a million times better since Nikki Bella was champ. Oh,
Since he was?
1,000%.
Yeah. When
For
they
sure.
took away the Divas belt.
Right.
Stupid.
I think we're really underselling how talented AJ actually is.
Prove
Only
it.
time will
No.
tell.
No, prove it. Prove it to me that she was that talented in the ring. Prove it. Honestly,
You know,
I really like
she,
her, but
she
prove
probably
it.
will.
Okay,
she
good.
will.
Yeah.
But then again, what if we're wrong and we're talking about this for 20-something minutes for no reason?
We better not be.
Hey,
Bill.
Eric, you know what time it is?
It's 8:22.
It's actually Tino's time.
Oh.
It's a setup for you. Tino's in the chat. What's
Always
up, Tino?
Tino time.
See, the chat always pops for Tino, too. Everybody loves Tino. Surprisingly, he's not live right now, I don't think, Jay Gold.
He is. He's somewhere live. Yes, he is.
Somewhere in the ether. Did
Right.
anyone tell Stan we found Mr. Cincinnati? Stan's still on vacation, isn't he?
We don't know where Stan is, and you know what? I feel terrible that I'm here
I'm
with
right
Mr.
here.
Cincinnati, and he is not available to us.
You know what, Bill? That's a good question. Where is the Great Brown Hope? He probably is working, which, by the way, congrats to him. He got a new job, found out. He's putting in 12-hour days. So that's the thing with the main event, guys. We got shoot jobs, too, you know?
Pew pew. No, I don't, but other people do. I'm still looking, but yeah, I get it.
We won't go down that rabbit hole. But, guys, any other final remarks about AJ Lee and her return?
No, but it's going to be exciting, so I can't wait to see it. If it
I'd be
happens,
lying to you
yeah.
guys if I said I wasn't dancing around to Let's Light It Up in my living room earlier today.
What's amazing is you're trying to buy tickets for that, and you're
Dude,
trying
it
to
ain't
go,
gonna happen.
and you're doing Wrestlepalooza also. I mean, that's a lot of money for SmackDown. A lot.
Listen here, let me talk to the camera. Cody Rhodes, you just gave me a follow, which, by the way, you got great taste. Thanks for the follow, QB1. I know you got some extra tickets there. I will wear my Cody merch. I will cheer my ass off if you are there. But I'm just saying, if you want Mr. OTM in the house, we can make this happen. You
Kyle
follow
is
me,
Got to make him a
come on.
friendship bracelet.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Kyle's a special boy, Cody. You got to help him out. He loves this. This is what all he eats and breathes it. Help him out.
Hey, I like sports too, like the Green Bay Packers, who are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Well, here's my question, by the way. If it's expensive for you for SmackDown, and you guys are in, Chicago's also like the New York market. So I was going to say, if it's that much in, it's like, you ever see the cartoon Caillou that the kids watch? That's who Kyle looks like,
He's
a
an
grown
asshole.
Caillou. Yeah. That's
There's this. Maybe Eric would know because he's younger. Do you know the rapper Lil B?
Yeah.
He made a song, a diss track called Caillou. You have to look it up.
You know what? That's fucking great. Okay.
Just type in Caillou, Little B, and you will be entertained, Jay Gold. That's for sure. And I'm with you, Fernando. Packers, Eagles,
there he is.
NFC
There's
Championship.
Kyle right there. He's Caillou.
We can't even see it.
Sure. Oh, it's a little bit too bright because I'm old. Here, wait, let's see.
And we
Tell me
see-
if everybody here on the night shift can see Caillou right there. There, I mean on
Yeah.
OTM. There he is. That's Kyle.
I wear hats for a reason. That's why. Hey, you can't spell old without Jay Gold. That's what I always say.
That's true
so.
too. Yes.
Let's talk about last Friday. Let's go back because we haven't had the chance to talk about this, at least on OTM. I think we discussed it a little bit on the Mixer, but We have a new United States champion, which kind of caught me off guard. But then again, with it being overseas, I'm sure it makes a little bit more sense to most. But yeah, Solo Sikoa took that title off of Jacob Fatu, had a run for a couple months, and Sami Zayn is your new champion. Jay Gold, how are we feeling about this? I love Sami Zayn, so I don't mind it. I'm all good with it.
He's my guy too, but he didn't need a belt. And Solo is the guy you're building who came out of that Roman feud and then lost like every match when he came out of the Roman feud. So I don't understand moving. What are you getting with Sami Zayn's thing? Is he's right the underdog? So I'm not sure. Right, but that's what I'm saying. So then what are you booking him as? Who's his feud? Give Solo's the guy who should have the belt. He comes out with his whole entourage. He's like a mafia boss. And then Sammy's got it now. It just didn't make sense. Like, I don't mind who has the belt, those mid-card titles, because everyone should get a chance and then get elevated. But you're not going to elevate Solo, so what's the point?
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Mr. Cincinnati, what are your thoughts?
So this one's a little bit more nuanced here for me, because if you'll recall, once the Vision was initially formed, Paul Heyman said, Sammy, you stay out of our way right now, I'll get you over to SmackDown and get you a guaranteed title opportunity against Cody Rhodes, and you turn it down. So you wait, you say no, you get your ass kicked by the Vision, and then all of a sudden you just decide you're going to go to SmackDown to where you beat Solo Sikoa for the mid-card title. I can understand wanting to keep these guys away from each other because Sami should be a favorite to win the Rumble, just given the fact of where it is next year.
Saudi.
And restart that story of Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins for the world title. But at the same time, we're also seeing Roman Reigns go through the Vision. He already beat Bronson. Yes, he was written off of TV for a few weeks, but Braun versus Roman is definitely coming. Is that one that you wait to save for Survivor Series or some one-off show in, I guess sometime late October? Depending on what the calendar is, or do you make that your WrestleMania match, Braun versus Roman? Or do you have him go through Braun as well to get to Roman versus Seth and that WrestleMania one-off that we've never seen? It's a bit of a messy picture right now, but yeah, I agree with Jake Gold. I don't think that Sami needed the U.S. title here. I think that this would have been better suited for Jacob Fatu to keep that momentum on his side.
Yeah, I didn't really think about the Jacob Fatu of it all because I just assumed once Jacob lost to Solo that he was going to get ascended up the card and we would be maybe talking about Jacob Fatu being in the world title scene. But that doesn't seem to be the avenue, which is why it makes this Sami Zayn title run more confusing. But like I said, I'm never going to be mad at Sami Zayn getting gold.
Got a little bit of NFL breaking news here.
What happened?
An Eagles defensive tackle spit on Dak before the first snap of the game and got ejected. And Eagles fullback blew out their knee on the kick return. That's what happened right now. And I heard that from Mr. Ramsey. I've yet to ask the podcast dad how he's feeling, but I imagine not great.
Oh,
what the hell?
That is a horrible start to the NFL season.
Well, special teams guys, I don't
It's
get
the
myself
batting
worked
curse.
up, but yeah.
It might be a real thing. Bill said, I still feel the ick knowing the Rumble is in Saudi. Yeah, no, that's fair, Bill. I'm not thrilled about it. I don't think any of these guys are thrilled.
Everything. It's ruining. I do a party every year. It's ruining everything. The Rumble in another country. Killing it.
Brett, that's the least surprising thing I've ever seen. Jalen Carter has been known for these antics in the past, so I'm not surprised to hear that it was him that spat on Dak Prescott. It is a party. The WrestleHolics in the house. They were live earlier, too. They did their own draft, which was kind of fun for Raw and SmackDown. They wanted to switch things up because there's a rumor that the WWE draft is coming up soon. But yeah, like I was saying, Sami Zayn, I'm a fan of his. Always will be. NXT Black and Gold. You know how it is, Jago. We talk about it. We've been watching since the very beginning. So Sami will always be, a guy I root for. It's just maybe this is a test run of sorts for that world title run, because I do agree with Eric. I think that he is going to be positioned to win that Royal Rumble. There is other names, sure. I think Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns. How long do you keep Roman Reigns away from the title again? Because seriously, do you hear the reactions he's still getting every time he comes on?
I know, but I don't know how many years you have left with Roman Reigns. I'm not a huge. I believe that you need to start elevating and making somebody credible superstar that's not Roman Reigns. So if you make Braun Breaker, if you would just never have called him that, just call him Braun Steiner, I would have been fine with it. And he needs to go back to the colorful tights. I hate that he and Bronson Reed are wearing like just the plain black and they look like, just his goons. I don't like that. Like, They got to have their own personalities if you're going to make them go out there. It's bugging me. It just
That's
is.
fair. I'm just confused now. Who will be the one to take that title off of Sami Zayn? Because you have to assume it's a heel.
Obafemi's going to come up and take it. Now you can have him take it.
Yeah.
Now you can bring him up. Now you can bring him up and have him take it from Sammy. You don't have to worry about it. There's your chance.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. You know how we feel about Obafemi if you watch the night shift. I know Eric's a big fan of Oba. I don't know how you can't be. That guy's one of one. But Brett says, I get that I wasn't really around for Sammy's come up, but I just don't see why they gave him the title in this situation.
I agree.
And I think everybody would agree with you there. So we'll see what happens. You know, maybe there's good that's going to come out of this, but we have our doubts, that's for sure. But real quick, guys, Clash in Paris happened this past weekend. I actually enjoyed it. Going into it, I don't think any of us were really that excited. The build was rushed, like most WWE PLEs, since they have them every 2 weeks. But Jay Gold, anything stand out to you this past weekend at Clash that you enjoyed, or something that maybe pissed you off?
No, I like. So stupid.
I always go to that first because there's always something.
No, I love the crowd, and if it doesn't matter what matches you're putting on, if the crowd is as red hot as they are, and I like the Fatal 4-Way. I had no issues with it. I thought it was fun. Those events are fun when you get them in Europe. Here, it starts to wear you down as wrestling fans because you got something every week in America. You can go anywhere and watch wrestling in America. In Europe, as our buddy Sam said, they're starved for wrestling, and the fact that they lose their minds is so much fun to watch. It doesn't feel manufactured. It's 100% organic. So when they do these and they go on these like European tours, it's just so much fun. It doesn't matter what's happening. As long as the crowd's red hot, anything could go on. It's great.
Yeah, Bill says the show itself wasn't really exciting to him. The Donnybrook match he enjoyed, though. I think that one surprised me the most going into it. I wasn't really excited. Mr. Cincinnati, that one stand out to you?
Yeah, we'd kind of been waiting for this blow off for a while. I'm glad that this was one we actually got to end on a pay-per-view as opposed to kind of this just being a TV-only feud. Rusev needed the win coming back, to WWE and really not having a whole lot to stand out as far as his resume. I like this all around. This doesn't do anything to hurt Sheamus. His Hall of Fame status is already set. It's going to be about what's next for Rusev and what the follow-up is for him. But overall, loved everything about this show other than Becky versus Nikki.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people putting all the blame on Nikki. That can't be true because if you watch back the match, there's plenty of mistakes from Becky Lynch. I just don't think they had chemistry, and that happens sometimes. But
it's
also
okay. Yeah, it's a bad day at work. Everybody has them. So that's, even though it wasn't for me, there's probably somebody out there that really enjoyed that match. I may not agree with that, and that's okay. But very clearly, like you said, no chemistry and things were off and shit happens. Move on.
I'm very curious if there is anybody that actually enjoyed that match. So if you're in the comments right now, let me know because I doubt it. But Brett says it's the crowds that make the Europe EPLEs amazing. The writing/booking is rarely up to standard. And that is so true because I look at Monday Night Raw. I looked at a breakdown of Monday Night Raw just to refresh the memory a bit. On paper, Raw shouldn't have been enjoyable, but I think just with the energy that it was enhanced. And it goes to what Brett's saying.
Yeah, anytime you get anytime a crowd is as ridiculously red hot as it is, you can't help but get caught up in it. And that's why if you go to a good indie show and the crowd is nuts, it doesn't matter if the matches are garbage dumpster fire. You know what I mean? That you just get excited. So the Rusev, my biggest concern with Rusev is what do you do now? It doesn't matter if he needed a win. What do you do with him?
Tag team like they always do. We have these battles.
That's my thing. Where does he fit? You sign and you bring back these guys. AEW sometimes has that issue too. Where do these guys you bring in fit in like the grand scheme of things? What could be next? You better have some writing, or now we're going to see that blow off with Rusev, and now what? Nothing. I
just don't know if the character is it. It still feels similar to what Miro was in AEW, and that
Redeemer
really
was
never
great.
got off the ground.
No, the Redeemer was great.
Yeah, but the presence and everything is still pretty much the same. At least
you're
to
not
me.
wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But the show started hot, which I love. Bronson versus Roman. I know a lot of people probably wanted Bronson to win, thinking that he needed the win. But the way they did it after the match, they spent a complete hour on that opening match / post-match segment. So that just shows you, Eric, how much time they're putting into this group and this world title scene on Monday Night Raw.
As they should. I mean, again, we are closer to the end than the beginning with Roman Reigns as a top act in WWE. It is time to start to put some emphasis on that future. You know that you have a future top babyface in Braun Breaker. He's going to need a massive heel to go up against. Why not let that be Bronson Reed? It's this group is primed for a breakout over the next couple of years, and you can create top guys to spin off to WrestleMania main events, Royal Rumble wins, world title victories, what have you. Bronson Reed, King of the Ring, I would say in my book, just because I think Braun's going to get a Rumble storyline. That's just these guys are the future. Triple H has been a big fan of Bronson Reed for a very long time, so the fact that after blowing out both of his ankles in War Games, he gets to come back and be part of this new group. Fuck yeah, sign me up.
Well, but here's how you get that group over, because if you remember Evolution, when Evolution was wrestling, they won all the belts. And I know we hate like a team like when Judgment Day had all the belts, but they got to. Like, this has to be where Reed and Breaker get both tag belts, and everyone is wearing gold, and they come out like Evolution. It worked for Judgment Day. Judgment Day is insanely over. They don't need those tag titles. They need to lose the belts to the Vision. The Vision need to be the ones who do it. And then when one of those two guys becomes the guy that you can't help, but you can't ignore any longer, that's when you get the Randy Orton wins the world title. He gets broken away from it. You have your new star. You can't just have the Vision guys lose and be fodder for every single match. It's not going to work. You're not going to build anybody if Bronson Reed is considered a big guy and he gives you 10 tsunamis, and then when you get your comeuppance, he loses clean. It just can't work. That's the biggest problem.
No, and maybe they're going to get to that point where they start stacking the wins, but we got to get to it soon.
Yeah, you better get it done soon. Yeah,
you got to have some credibility behind those. But the match from Clash that actually stood out to me the most, I put it on my match of the year list because I think they were telling a deeper story than people actually realized. John Cena and Logan Paul, easily for me, was match of the night. A lot of near falls there that actually got me, and I love how Cena was playing some of the hits from previous feuds that he's had in the past, hitting the Styles Clash, hitting the End of Days. That one wasn't as good, but hey, at least he tried. But I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was easily match of the night, and I love the matches that we're getting from John Cena as of late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing great. Mr. Cincinnati, you go ahead first. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. This match was better than it had any right to be. I think Podcast Dad said it best. Logan Paul is probably the best celebrity wrestler that WWE has produced at this point. We've seen some people come in and do some absolute dog shit performances. We've seen some people go, "Oh wow, that was a surprise." Bad Bunny being one of those examples, but Logan Paul from a consistency standpoint, frequency standpoint, unmatched. This was a big time spotlight for him. I wish that this was not part of the John Cena retirement tour, because it is a handful of dates less that we did not get, at least for now. Doesn't sound like we're going to get Cena versus Seth. Doesn't sound like we're going to get Cena versus AJ. I think there's other ways you could have used this retirement run, and that heel turn had a lot to do with that, but much better match than it had any right to be. So hats off to him.
Yeah, and I was nervous about Cena because I thought when he first came back, when he had like the bald spot and everybody was giving him trouble, I was like, is he going to be able to keep up with anybody? That was my number one concern.
Which is a fair concern.
Yeah, but it turns out he can. He needs to just sit and focus, and he can. And I think you're getting the best Cena right now in the last, however many years. I think he just needs to keep it up.
I don't think people are realizing we literally are only going to see active John Cena on WWE television for 8 more days. 8 more times we're going to see John Cena. Tomorrow night is one of them on SmackDown. Yeah, I'm getting emotional just saying that because of how much John Cena meant to my fandom growing up. Like, the fact that I'm going to get to see him potentially win. There you go, taking a pull. Oh, man.
Whoa. What's happening tonight?
He's pouring one out for John. because John's only got 8 left.
That's a big aggressive swig at 8:39 at night.
Hey, he's ready for it.
Yep.
But guys, I don't know if you know this. If John Cena wins at Wrestlepalooza, that's PLE win number 100. There's only one other person that has over 100 pay-per-view wins, and that's The Undertaker.
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Isn't that pretty crazy? Like, and that's why I'm just like trying to wake people up. It's like I don't think enough of us are appreciating John Cena for what we are getting, what he is doing. This was the John Cena we were getting when he was flirting with returns, when he came back and surprised in 2021 in Roman Reigns. We weren't getting this John Cena, and this is 5 years later. So I don't get how that makes any sense, but I want to see him more, and I'm not ready.
And tomorrow being potentially the last SmackDown, that hits different. I remember that debut June 2002. I can picture myself in my living room right now and watching that slap to Kurt Angle's face. So it is.
Wait. When is Wrestlepalooza? Not next week. The week after.
How
come he's not on any more
20th.
SmackDowns? Well, how come he's not on any more SmackDowns?
Not one of his dates.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know. Yeah, because I mean, obviously, his last match is officially Saturday night's main event, correct? On December 13th.
December 13th. Yeah.
Where is that being taken place at? Do you know?
I believe that's Boston.
Yeah.
Boston.
I think so.
Okay, well that makes sense. Also, the Cowboys did score at 7-0 Cowboys. So
Yep.
Podcast Dad can't be happy. Oh, so am I. I got CD going against the Eagles defense, so it's a catch-22 there.
I don't know about this the end of what we're going to get from Cena. I'm trying to think in my head how this is going to work, because he's going to wrestle Brock. I'm assuming he's going to go over. He's not going over every guy, is he?
Over Brock though. I saw Bill say Lesnar should go over Cena. The only way I see that being possible is if they really are going to set up the Lesnar retirement in Minneapolis at SummerSlam next year. Eric, you brought that up on your show too, and I was saying the same thing over here. I think that unfortunately to some, that could be what the plans are for Brock Lesnar. You don't have to talk about him if you don't want them. You can punt this one.
We had a larger discussion about this because of an article in Bleacher Report about WWE chasing viral moments more so than kind of continuity and storytelling, which had been a hallmark of Triple H since he assumed creative control. This roster does not need Brock Lesnar. If it was the one-off to have one final John versus Brock match, sure, fine, totally fine with it. SummerSlam is in fucking Minneapolis next year. I don't need a build to a Brock Lesnar retirement match. I have no interest in it.
He's had his moments.
So watered down because of how Vince used him during the peak of that part-time era that you've been away for a few years. Cool, good, great, grand, wonderful. Stay the fuck there. Count your millions. Live your life.
I mean, we could say that, but the pop he got when he came out was insane.
and as it was being someone that was in the crowd, that was more of an oh shit. I don't know if that was like excited. That was more of a just genuine shock reaction in the moment.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that.
Mr. Ramsey was watching this at his place. I was at mine, and he was a few seconds ahead, and he's like, I don't know, they're cheering for some guy, and I didn't didn't see anything, and then the music hits, I'm like, oh! And it was like,
see, like that's your initial reaction because you didn't expect to hear that music. Yeah. Like being there in that moment, I didn't put two and two together knowing the history, but then again, I'm not going to get into that. That's not what we're here for. We're not going to talk about Brock anymore.
Right.
Clash in Paris, I enjoyed it, guys. I'd probably give it a B+ if I were to grade it. You got a grade for me, J Gold?
B minus at the most. B is the best I'll give it, but yeah, B minus.
Fair.
Crowd brought it up too. Brought it up a full grade, I think.
Phenomenal. I don't know how they say it, but I know they're saying phenomenal in French, and it's fantastic.
They love him. They love AJ Styles.
How do you not love AJ Styles?
No, but they have an unhealthy they love AJ Styles in France. It's definitely strange.
Like Eric said, and kind of said, I should say, and Brett is saying, besides Cena though, who's asking for all these retirement tours?
No, you're right. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Right.
Yeah, not everybody needs
Styles proper retirement tour. Give me that.
Yeah, but he's not a WWE guy. He doesn't.
But the impact he made in that.
There's a relationship with TNA that you can still do a proper tour across both companies. The
He
partnership
did it.
is
He
there.
did it at Slammiversary when I was there. He did it.
That was a
The
tease.
place lost their mind when he came
I think
out.
it was a tease. I think it was.
He gave off his. He gave the rub, the shine to Leon Slater. Yeah,
Get ready to fly. That's a great theme song.
who I haven't seen Leon Slater do anything since. Like nothing.
Has he not
great
been on their
today.
television?
Yeah, it's fine. You know, I'm not.
Hey, he's 20 years old. Give the kid a break.
I know.
Yeah, I think he'll be good.
Bill's right. He definitely should have a. He definitely should have a match in TNA. He should. I don't think he will, but he should.
No, I like what Eric was saying. Just have him bounce back and forth between TNA and WWE and have matches in both.
Why not?
He should
It
wrestle
makes
Jason
sense.
Jett. It should be him versus Jason Jett or Air Paris.
I
That
don't
should be
have
who he-
any idea who either of those.
So
two people are.
AJ Styles was in WCW the year it closed, and they had this really good middleweight cruiserweight division, and he wrestled with these guys: Jason Jett, Air Paris, AJ Styles. Let's see, Kid Cash was in it, and a bunch of those dudes from Shane Helms. All those guys were all wrestling each other at the end, and they were flying. Like they just look up Air Paris and Jason Jett and look up their matches in WCW with a bunch of guys. AJ Styles, he was doing stuff that he was doing in TNA, but in WCW in their last run, 2000 or whatever. Incredible.
Yeah, what AJ did, what he debuted, I think in 2016. His like 3-year stretch.
Another fight going on. Helmets are off. Oh shit! This is bad.
It's the NFL.
This is fucking wild.
Early for that.
Oh, man.
They're having their own WWE.
This is. I mean, basically, like, yeah. Sorry. It's
Who's it? Who's it? The offense or defense of the Eagles?
So let's see. Once we got the flag indicator off, yeah, it looks like Eagles D. Yeah.
Oh my God, they're all fired
Eagles
up tonight.
Defense, yeah.
Calm down.
Man. Hopefully, I don't get knocked points for them getting all these flags because I started them as well.
Well, what you'll do is you're going to lose all your players, and then next week they might not have guys if they're.
Then I'll
ejecting
just start
dudes for
the
fighting.
Green Bay Packers because they got Micah freaking Parsons, baby.
I'm gonna let you guys talk here, and I'm gonna see if there's gonna be any ejections here. I really enjoy this because this is gonna make Monday so much fun.
If you guys didn't know, Eric's other half, who was on earlier, the podcast dad, diehard Eagles fan, so Eric's gonna get some enjoyment.
He's from Cincinnati.
Was he already tipsy?
He looked it.
Me, I am. He definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely was. But hey, he's a professional. We've done this before.
Anybody wearing what the Canadians call a toque in the beginning of September with the Eagles logo, don't wear that crap now. It's not time yet. I have Jet stuff that's for seasons. I wear a polo shirt in the
I'm with
spring
you.
and fall.
Yeah.
I throw on the hoodies when it gets a little cold, sweatpants, and then in the winter, I'm all jetted out in winter jackets. You don't wear the toque in September. It's ridiculous.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You got to keep it with the seasons. But
Yeah.
hey, one last
Seasonal
thing.
gear.
One last thing I want to talk about before we head on out of here. A match that I'm excited for that was announced for Wrestlepalooza, which is shaping up to be probably a pretty big show because this is obviously going to be the first one on ESPN, and we are going to get for the vacant women's world title, Io Sky for Stephanie Vaquer. And Jay Gold and I say it. Eric, I don't know if you would agree, but to me, this is 1 and 2 right now on the best women's wrestlers on the planet.
Pound
and the
for
fact
pound.
that we're going to get this at Wrestlepalooza, Jay Gold, like to go along with potentially John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, maybe Seth and Becky versus AJ and CM Punk. Like they are loading up this card.
Can't wait. It's going to be great. Cannot wait. I hope they give it to Stephanie and let her run with it forever. Can't wait. Yep.
Yeah,
Eric, what do you think?
I'm excited for this match. This is part of why I give Clash of Paris a B, is because some asshat decided that Stephanie did not need to be on the card in any shape or fashion and thought that Nikki Bella did.
Yeah, that's interesting because didn't Stephanie legitimately earn her opportunity at Clash?
And now she was going to go to Clash in Paris. So it's like, okay, just make it in an exhibition match. Parisian audience wants to see Stephanie Vaquer.
Or a number one contenders match. Oh, you can't do that. She earned that. She earned the number one contendership. You can't put that on the line.
I mean, just set up a singles match with somebody.
Yeah, just an exhibition, like you were saying. Just get her on the card because the more Stephanie Vaquer, the better. We talk about it all the time.
She could have wrestled Asuka or Kairi to add into the additional layer of what we're seeing with these three right now, and it would have made perfect sense.
Yep.
I like that story they're doing with the Kabuki Warriors, Rhea and Io and all that.
I just don't think
Asuka's
any of them. Don't give the belt to Io. Don't do it. I
No.
don't want the belt being
Too
in that
soon.
feud.
Not now.
No reason for it. Let Stephanie get it and run with it and introduce her to the world. I don't need it on Io. She
I
can't
do
be
have a
in
question
case
for
of
you
an
guys,
emergency
though.
break glass. Yeah.
What'd you say, Eric?
Can I have a question for you guys now?
Yeah.
This friction that we're seeing with Io, Asuka, and Kyrie, do you think that if done properly, this can catapult Asuka back into the women's world title picture in the next, let's say, 12 to 18 months?
Absolutely, just because of the energy she's given off. She's bossing people around. She's trying to be the leader here. So I think it's ultimately ending with Asuka getting back in the world title scene. So I'll say yes.
I'm fine with it too. Yeah, do it. I love her. I think she's always been. She's a good hand. She's a good soldier for WWE after all these years. And if you go back and ever watch her versus Suzuki in Japan, and
Talking about Asuka?
yeah, and he beats her mercilessly, and she just shows how tough she is. Give her more runs everywhere. She is tough as nails. She doesn't, and I think she was a lot like Nakamura, where she's here now. She doesn't have to do the crap she did in Japan. So, she appreciates it and she does her thing. So I'm all for her getting back in the picture, but don't take it from Stephanie. Don't do it.
Kenzo Suzuki?
No.
Jesus
What's his name?
There's a name
Murder
I haven't heard
Grandpa.
since 2003.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Yes, you do.
He teamed with Renee Dupree
Minoru,
for a very
Minoru
short time.
Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, Minoru. Okay. Yeah, I know
he
who that is.
beats the absolute
Kenzo-
crap out of her in Japan.
Kenzo Suzuki was the samurai guy in the
Yes.
SmackDown
Yes.
Fist days. Yeah, team with
And then he
Dupree
came out with
is
somebody
a
else. I
weird
forgot
tag
who he
team.
used to. Yeah, he used to come out with somebody else.
A geisha chick that did the full on kabuki makeup. Fuck, what's her name? This is why we have a fact checker on our show.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't remember.
And
but
he also had a
Suzuki.
partner where he was like he became like all American. It was him and someone else, and they came out like in some silly gimmick too, where he talked. They made him sound stupid, which I hated. But
Was he an All-American like Tavion Heights, who was in the Olympics?
who didn't get any medals though? But sure.
That's just a callback to the night shift once again. But as you can see in the background, guys, it is the end of this episode, which means we have to decide. I'm not going to say we because it's solely my decision since I'm the only OTM representative on the OTM podcast this week. So, MVM title. The current champion is Hot Sauce Bill Moss, and it has been quite the rivalry between Bill and Brett in the comment section over the past couple of months.
Morgan. He's a mayor of some city in Florida now.
Yes.
What is that? What these wrestlers do? They just go be mayors after they retire?
Yeah, you know what? He's right. Oh, it was Kenzo Suzuki and Renee Dupree. Renee Dupree. Yeah.
All right, you guys ready? Give me a drum roll, please. Someone. And new MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast. It is Brett Haskell.
Wow.
What? You disagree?
I think they both were going shot punch for punch tonight. I really do.
It was a tough battle, but hey, that inches him closer. Bill Moss is a 9-time MVM this year. He is the leader currently for MVM of the year. That gives Brett his number 4 reign this year, so he is now 5 behind with a couple months to go. And wow, Bill is not happy. He just says, my ass
Bill.
twice.
Bill, I'm with you.
Are you guys siding with Bill Moss
Bill
here?
Moss is my guy. I think he's great.
I'm not
But
siding with
Brett,
anybody.
don't get me wrong, Brett.
That's
I'm
open to
a big
lot of
fan.
interpretation there.
What, the my ass?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Brett is the heel champion now.
Yes, sir.
Bill's
shout out
like,
to
I
Brett.
put in all this work. He's like, how am I not rewarded for all this?
Hey, I always say it. It's not always quantity that wins you the MVM title.
There's your
It's the
flag.
quality of comments. What, we
Okay.
got more
Eagles are
mishaps
shitting
going
the
on?
bed right now. Another
Well,
PI
we're-
call. It's going to be a spot foul. Yeah. Putting Cowboys in the red zone. Damn.
Oh, that's
Podcast
tough.
dad is not going to be happy. And I shouldn't be either because I got Eagles D. But this is.
You take the good with the bad, right? And Brett agrees. He
it's
says,
going so well.
I'll play the heel role. I'll take it. Brett, I'll see you in a couple weeks at Wrestlepalooza. We're going to have a
Brett,
blast.
Come on the night shift, Brett. Come play the heel
He
on the
doesn't
night
watch NXT.
Oh, fuck.
He's a main roster guy. But
Fine.
guys, before we go, what do you got coming up on the Indie Wrestling Guide? Why don't you tell
Today,
us about what
listen.
podcast you had?
Yeah, today the Indie Wrestling Guide drops on Thursdays. Today it's our review of DPW's Beast Coast. That was the show that aired from Jersey City, White Eagle Hall. in the second week of August. And then next week, to be honest, I'm not sure what we have next week. Our schedules have been kind of messed up. Wrestlers are notoriously flaky. So we're working on our interview schedule and we're working on our review schedule, but we'll put it up sometime on the weekend.
Yeah, and don't forget to check out the night shift. You forgot about that.
Oh, and I thought you would do that too, because it's
no, I'm not going to plug that anymore.
Yeah.
I've already shamelessly plugged my other podcast multiple times. So
join us on the night shift Tuesday nights 10:15. The comment sections are open, the phone lines are open. It's just a fun night of nonsense with the backdrop of our favorite show, NXT. So come.
You
join
got
us.
that right, and we set a record this week, finally getting over 200 live viewers, and we have some new friends that are following over there. So Mr.
Cool.
Cincinnati, your guys' podcast, I've spoken highly of it many of times on this show. If you guys want to check it out, they are live 4 days a week. But, sir, what do you guys got coming up? Because I know episode 400 is on the horizon.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, 13 days away, September 17th, episode 400. But this Monday, we have a graduate of the Nightmare Factory joining us, Dono Hefner, joining the show. Wednesday, our friend that we met at SCI, Amina Belmont, will be joining us as well. And, stay tuned. We have got Coastline Pie Wrestling. We're going to be breaking down Deal with the Daddy once that hits streaming. Check out our interviews with Bryce Cannon and Dax Anthony. They fucking hate each other, and they're going to tear the fuck out of each other on September 26th, and they're not shy about it, so check that out on our YouTube channel, X and TikTok at JunkiesPod.
Hell yeah, brother. Round of applause in the chat. Indeed, it was a fun episode with you two. I'm sure we'll be doing this again very shortly. Hopefully my friends will be with me next time. I don't think there's any bachelor parties going on next week. And so, guys, hit that subscribe button. We're currently at 469. We're on the road to 500. And once we hit 500 subscribers, our co-host Ian will be live for 24 hours. I don't know what the hell he's going to do, but we'll figure that out once we get there. So to help keep the lights on, guys, head on over to the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com. You're not just going to get OTM merch over there. You're going to get main event merch as well. And it's starting to get a little chillier out. So hoodies, crew necks, beanies. It's that time. And show some love to these guys.
Should have ordered it last spring if you wanted it for the winter.
Okay, fuck off. I was about to put your other podcast over and say that if you're a fan of independent wrestling, I'm not just saying this because you guys are on the podcast. There's nobody tapped into the independent wrestling scene quite like these two shows. The Indie Wrestling Guide, Wrestling Junkies podcast. The Indie Wrestling Guide obviously is strictly independent wrestling. So that's your number 1A source, and your 1B, your 1A, whatever you want to call it. The Wrestling Junkies podcast, they're talking about everything professional wrestling and support independent wrestling, right?
Hell yeah. And I forgot to tell you, I will be at the Create a Pro wedding of Nat Castle on Sunday. So if you're a Create a Pro fan, that's Brian Meyer's production. Come check it out in Lynbrook, Long Island. So I'll see you guys then.
Yeah, I won't see you then, but I'll see you next Tuesday, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Thank you for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling podcast.